I grew up in a small town in Connecticut, so that's right above New York. It's a small state. It's like nothing but like tractors and cows and corn. Exactly. But as soon as I turned 18, I like was to New York. I had to get out. There's nothing to do there. So I moved to New York and I was working at H&M. Within like the first month, I depleted my savings. It was like $1,600 for rent, and I was going to school. And then I dropped out of school, and I went to a party at it's called the W Hotel. And then I met this guy, and he was like, he gave me his card, and I was like, what's the deal with that? And then, essentially he was like, well, we think you'd be good for modeling. I'm like, oh, cool, I want to be a model, cool. And then he's like, well, it's porn modeling, but at the time I didn't have a cell phone, so they were like, we can get you a cell phone tomorrow, and I was like, fuck it, I need a cell phone. So I did it, and the pay was very well, and so that's how I started. And it was a new company in New York. It was called Cocky Boys, and essentially I kind of became one of the people who were the face of this company. And within the first, I've never even flew on an airplane. So next thing you know, like 2 weeks in, I'm like flying to LA, and then I'm flying, and then I worked with another company called Bellamy. So I was one of 3 Americans to do that. And so I got to travel, and I was 19, I was young, and I was like, who cares? I have a cell phone, I can afford New York, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
We zijn weer te gast bij boekhandel Vrolijk, waar een boek wordt gepresenteerd. Dit keer niet een serieus boek, of misschien is het wel heel serieus. Fotoboek zou je het kunnen noemen, met heren met bescheiden kleding aan. Naast mij staat Max Ryder. Hello Max.
Hi, what's up?
Max is all the way from?
New York.
New York. Max, I was talking about a book. What kind of book do we see?
Oh, well, it's a table, like a coffee table book that the company I worked for produced, and Bruno Germender published it. And it has some photos in it. Just some of them are PG, but some of them are a little art.
P what?
PG. In the US, we have ratings for movies, and PG is parental guidance.
Because maybe we see some nudity?
You'll see a cock or a four.
A cock?
A cock. Yeah, a dick.
A dick. Yeah. And that's a part of your work, to show your dick?
It used to be, yes. I used to do porn, so that's a lot of showing of the dick and ass and sucking them.
What is the nice side of being a model like this?
The nice side? Well, I mean, you used to be able to have sex with a lot of hot guys. That was a plus. I got to travel a lot. What else? There's just so many things. I can get into any gay club for free, which is good.
And that's only in the New York area or all over the world?
All over the world. Which is still weird for me.
What's your age?
21. I turned 22 this weekend.
Oh, party? Is a party?
Yes.
Where do you stay?
I'm staying in Dubai.
Oh, you're also a twink.
I mean, I'm trying to get muscles, so I think I'm like a twink now. Maybe.
A twink? You have twinks with muscles as well?
Oh, fuck, I hate that word. Can I say fuck?
Why? Yes, you can.
Okay.
That's allowed in the Netherlands. Why?
I don't know. It's twink. It just sounds, I don't know, twinky. I don't know.
What was your favorite place when you were invited in other clubs around the world?
I love Berghain and Berlin. That was a lot of fun. I love Nick's. Nick's is fun. I hosted a party there last time I was here. Room service in London was fun. But still, Amsterdam is still my favorite city.
But somebody told me you are finished with your modeling work as a porn model in movies. Is it right?
Yes, I've been retired for like a year and a half.
Retired?
Retired.
22 tomorrow and retired already?
Yeah, exactly. So I did 2 years and then I was done with it.
Photography is continuing, is also finito?
No, well, I do some other things. But yeah, no, I don't do...
What kind of things?
Photography, but with clothes on.
Okay, as a model, real model.
Yeah, if you can call it that. No.
Well, this is also modeling, but this is a porn model.
Yeah, porn model. I don't know the difference.
Well, I think there is a difference.
Yeah, the clothes.
With and without clothes.
Exactly. There you go. It's simple as that. I dress people, so I do more styling.
Or you dress people yourself?
Yes. Now it's a complete 180. Yeah, I work for a magazine now.
What's the name?
It's called Paper Magazine, which is it's a good magazine in New York.
Is Amsterdam an option for you to find your residence, maybe?
Yeah, it's definitely. I moved here May for 3 months, and I'm trying to either find a Dutch husband or a job that gives me a visa.
So,
So call me.
But there's also like there's tons of other photos. There's like some really good ones. So I did a reality series called Road Trip, and it essentially drove from New York to LA in a camper, and it was just kind of like you know what happened along the way. And he was the other face of the company, so people thought we were like dating and in love, and they called us jacks. We haven't talked in about since I quit. So yeah, let's not talk about him anymore. No, I'm kidding.
You had a good chemistry here on the.
Yeah, people liked it because we were the complete opposite. I was like no tattoos, blonde. Here's another one. That was my first scene I did. Complete. It was that first shoot. I was like, I almost walked out. I was like, I can't do this. But then that's another one, like completely different. I was very young.
Minor. Yeah, the long hours. People think it takes really quick, but it's like 8 hours shooting, so it was a lot of work, and it's not easy. No, and it's really embarrassing. You know, like imagine like a camera guy, a lighting guy, a director, and then you have sex with a stranger. So it's just like, and then you have to stay hard the whole time. Like you have to be, totally like disconnect. It's not easy.
And what is the favorite picture in the book? Your favorite
I'll show you
picture?
the funniest photo.
The funniest one. That's what we want to know.
Because I look completely different. Yeah, I just turned 19.
90.
So I was so young, and it doesn't even look like me now.
3 years ago.
3 years ago, I was 19, and they kind of like marketed me as like the American boy.
You are not into tattoos.
No, I have no tattoos. I have a little
You have
one.
one tattoo.
I have a little one.
Yeah, I was wondering. I saw it on a picture.
And I got
Yeah,
it.
can you show it again to the man over there? What does it mean?
It's, I don't know, I got it when I was like 16. It was supposed to be an equal sign, but it looks like an outlet, like an American plug.
So if we would go online, what else would we find about you?
Well, I do a blog now. It's georgealvinnyc.com, and you could I write since I've been in here in Amsterdam, I write about my experiences or people I've met or places I've ate, things like that. It's just like an inside look of like what's in my head, which is kind of crazy sometimes. So I'm kind of in a position of rebranding myself, and I have a memoir coming out that's going to be signed by a New York publishing company, which comes out in August, and it's basically just like a coming of age story of why like a 19-year-old would how does he get into porn, how does he survive it,
And now make the transition into.
and then in
something
the
else.
transition into the real world. Because some people either hate it, some people love it. Like it's hard. Some people are like, oh, you did porn, it's cool. In New York, it's not as taboo. But then some people are like, you did porn, like I'm like, shit, I can't be president now. I can't run for politics, which is obviously a joke. But yeah, it's very different.